Hey guys, Mike here with Things You Might Like, and I wanted to talk to you about the latest update that just dropped tonight. It is a 2 GB download, so if you haven't gotten on that already, make sure you start that download because if your internet's not as good, it could take a while. But the Blue Zone has received a buff, so I wanted to go over the details of that, and I wanted to show you the game that I jumped into to test it out. Now you guys are going to see a lot of videos that go over the exact percentage differences and how much damage you can take over time depending on how far away you are from the circle and yada yada yada. I didn't want to get into that. What I wanted to focus on was if I were to just jump in the game, even if I didn't know this update happened, would I be able to tell because it's drastic enough to change my play style? So that's what I was looking at. I jumped in a game and I wanted to see just how big of a deal this was. And spoiler alert, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Now, some specifics of the update is that this does not apply to the very first circle of the game. So you will still be able to tank that, have some time, grab your meds, and I'm glad that they did that. But this is going to kick in that second, third, fourth, fifth circle. That's where you're going to feel it. Well, according to the update, that's where it's supposed to be hitting. And as always, guys, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like on it and be sure to subscribe for more content just like this. Now make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end because while I said this won't change my play style very much, something very interesting happened right when I finally died. This is the beginning of the second circle. Now I got a little unlucky with, well, actually a little lucky with the circle in that it was really close to where I already was, but that means for the sake of this video that the blue wall moved really slow, and so I just ran outside the circle to see if I could immediately tell any sort of difference. Maybe it was because I was too close to the circle, or maybe it's just not too drastic on this first round, but it was just fine. I didn't feel any rush. I felt like I could tank it just fine. You can see my health meter at the bottom moving. I did have an energy drink in me, so that helped me stay alive just fine, and I didn't seem too worried at this point. In fact, it was so non-imposing that when the blue finally met up with the next white circle, I didn't feel too threatened by it, and I started looting this house just outside of the zone and just kept going. Again, maybe it's a distance thing, but at least I felt still comfortable. I thought it might be a huge drastic change right out the gate, but this didn't change my playstyle at all, and that's good to know going into it. So now we're going to take a look at the circle closing in on the third zone, and this is where I think I felt it. I was way outside the zone, so the circle was running away from me quick, and I could start seeing myself chunk. I definitely felt the pressure that I needed a car, so I immediately hit the road, started running up the road, and had no luck, which, as I was chunking, is where I felt it. I knew if I'm not going to find a car, I'm going to die. But with that being said, you can see here that I ran a considerable distance still. Now I had several first aids to help me through this process, but it was a very moderate difference compared to before the patch, and that's what I really like. I was thinking that it was going to be this huge drastic change, and it wasn't. It was very manageable, and as long as you were good with your looting and you paid attention, you could med yourself all the way to the home stretch. Now this is where it gets interesting though, and I'm curious if you guys are going to catch it. So I'm coming up to the end here, and I have, I think, one first aid kit left. The blue is within sight, and I thought, great, if I can just get in, I can get a vehicle, and I still have a chance. And there's only 13 people left, so at this point, I was just trying to tank to get to that top 10, even though I hadn't really done much. But look at my health meter and tell me if you see something kind of curious. Give it a sec. Almost done medding. Oh, I didn't make it. I died outside the play zone. Let's look at that again if you didn't catch it, because it's real quick to miss. Now look at my health bar and look how much time I have left on this first aid. I should have made it, but look at the circle meter and see what happened at that exact instant. Do you see it? The circle closed, which means all of my health that was left, the difference in how much you get dinged while the circle is closing versus when the circle is finally closed on that third circle is drastic. That was a huge change, and that killed me. So even though at the beginning I thought, this isn't going to change my playstyle at all, third circle, that is the instance that that things get real and you have got to be inside the circle. So why would they do this? Why would they want to increase the damage of the blue circle? And I think the answer is easy. Consolidation. They want to consolidate the players. They want to get the game moving. They don't want people tanking the blue zone just for rank, kind of like I was trying to do, but it worked. I was like, hey, maybe I could just get top 10, kind of pad my numbers a little bit, but no, the game had other plans, and it made that abundantly clear. And so I get why they did this. I actually do think it's a good thing. I think getting the blue circle on everyone's minds just a little bit more is helpful for the game, and it'll help me kind of just stay focused and get moving and add a little more pep in my step while I'm playing so I don't lag behind, fall behind, and get caught in the blue circle, because that's always the worst when you spend 15-20 minutes looting and then you just didn't pay attention, and next thing you know, you're dead in the circle. So I actually think this is a good move on their part. I think anything that, you know, nudges everyone in the right direction to get them moving, get them engaged is a good thing for this game. You don't want it too much because, you know, survival is the name of the game, and sometimes sitting and just waiting for people, you know, sometimes that's a great strategy, so you don't want to force it too much, but I think they're going in a great direction here. Now, this was super early. I just want to do a real quick look, let you guys know what I found out and kind of what to expect as you hop in there. We'll see over the next couple weeks if that sentiment changes, but for now, I think it's a great direction. So tell me what you guys think. Head down to the comments below, let me know if you think this is a good thing, if this is a bad thing. I'm curious about what style of gameplay you guys have and how this is going to affect that. So thanks for stopping in, guys. If you have a sec, check out one of my other videos. This is Mike with Things You Might Like, and I'll see you with my next cool thing.